Hi, Homeworthy. My name is Wei. Welcome to my home in Marylebone, London. Come on in.
This summer, spend the hottest months of the year in style with Homeworthy as we visit the most extraordinary homes around the world. From the sun-soaked shores of the Hamptons to the classic beachfronts of Nantucket to the vibrant courtyards of Morocco, be sure to subscribe to Homeworthy's summer series to make every day feel like a vacation. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
My name is Wei. I work in fashion. I've been in fashion for 25 years. This is my home. Welcome to my home. My journey to get to my home now is I used to live in East London in Shoreditch, where my shop was there before as well. 2 years ago, the lease of the shop in East London finished, so we want to move to a bit more central. So we choose Marylebone as our second destination. And then I try to commute from East London to Central London, which makes a bit like too much. So I start to look around in Marylebone area. Then I found this home. This building was built in 1890s, which is late Edwardian era. And then from outside, you can see this famous for its red brick facade and tall chimneys and also the sash windows. And also from the ornaments, you can see it's from inherited from Victorian style, but a bit more masculine with Edwardian style in architecture. The previous owner of this apartment was a independent developer himself. So he used to buy like a very lateral big apartment, old one, and then to convert into like a modern and more sophisticated kind of like style. So he worked with my favorite architect called William Smalley. Before William converted this apartment, it was a 4-bedroom flat. So he kind of like opened up all the spaces and then to make it more like airy and proportionally properly for small family to live inside, which is now you can see it's like a 2/3-bedroom flat. My work is my life. I kind of like blend everything together, like, you know, I mixed everything. It gives me like inspirations about everything. My personal interest is in all things, like, you know, furniture, paintings, art pieces. So I tried to mix everything in the shop and also my home. Welcome to the entry hallway. This is the original door, which is, you can noticeably wider than nowadays you can see in the new builds. I think the wider door gives a bit like a grand welcome. And then on the right-hand side of the door, there's a marble window. I think William did a great job to opt into a marble rather than a frosted glass to have the window there. The reason why he wants to choose the marble because this is facing the rear of the building, so the view is not particularly beautiful. But the slice of marble can still let the light come inside to light up the entry hallway. But this is a really stunning piece. When it's sunny outside, you can see the little sunlight splash into this hallway and then to light up all the brass finish on the door as well. And then walk down to the center of the hallway. So we have the same marble piece made for a console table. And then above the console table, and then I actually paired it with a vintage style mirror, smoked mirror. and then also the Italian Via Zubino's lights. They're quite famous actually, finished in brass as well. So my living room is the place I spend most of my time during the night. You can see that I don't have a television here on the wall. So that's kind of like a debate things before I try to install a television here with my partner. I know, like, you know, it's sometimes people say like it's a bit like it's not cool to have a TV on the wall when you have kind of like a traditional classic interior design for the apartment. So instead of having my TV, I hang a very my favorite artist, a French artist, painting here. So this painting, the name is Mirror. So you can see there's a girl gazing at her reflection in the mirror inside of the painting, which is very poetic, kind of like quietly like expressive to have some feelings into the apartment. So the French artist is called Gerard Angelvin. He also have his works exhibited in my shop. So you can see a bit more pieces from him in this apartment later. So this is a grand piece. And then on the right hand side of the wall, and then there are two more pieces from him. One is the same girl jumping rope, and then the other girl is dancing ballet. I just love how these two pictures gave the lively image and also energy to this apartment. So there you can see, I feel like very lucky to have a real gas fireplace in a modern kind of like finished apartment. So this one is original, it was there before, and then William tried to refine it as modern way. So it's made with black onyx with travertine, and then a bit touch of the brass. You can see the element that's been used throughout the apartment. So this is a balm vase, you can see. So it's made by the renowned actually jewelry designer called Anissa Kimachi. She's quite famous. Years ago, she originally designed this balm shape as a necklace pendant. She then, however, recreate everything into a ceramic. So this is she specially made for my shop. So it's an extra large version. Normally it comes in a smaller version. So I just feel like, you know, I have to have one for myself in the apartment, and which gives a bit like fun part and also like interesting to give to the living room. There are two little small pieces for art. I bought it from Rise Art. It's an online merchandiser. They're actually showcasing all young and pioneer artists to showcasing their works on the website. So I remember, I think it was like 5-6 years ago, when I was still in Shoreditch, I bought it from him, and then I went to Catford, which is in South London, to his studio and handpicked up all these two pieces. I think he wants to create a bit like a craziness as well. So this one is a ear, and then the other one on this side is a mouth. So the whole collection is the 5 senses of the human body, but I think he only got these two left, so I take both of them. And beside the back to the bay window actually, so you can see there is a bespoke bench tucked into the window side, which is my reading spot. I love it really much. Like sometimes when after work I want to read some newspapers and books, I normally like just lie there and then read my books. So my partner actually helped me to fit these two gooby wall lamps on side. Because it was originally has no lights here, I have to use my floor lamp to have the light to shine when I read. And then he thinks it's better to have some like spotlights from the above, and then which is great. And also the brass finish and also the traditional design kind of like match the whole apartment. So I do have a few balconies in this apartment if you see it later. So I have two symmetrical small balconies outside of the bay windows. I used to have a huge garden actually in Shoreditch. So this is like I kind of like compensate not having a garden, but you know, some outside space for me to keep my gardening hobby alive still, like in central London. So you know, it's perfect spot for like some herbs, potted plants, and you know, flowers, especially in this time of the year. And then it actually really gives some like colors to the apartment. Besides the coffee table, it's the little ottoman like a cushion. It's from a mess. You know, when I was younger, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, you know, interested in all luxury brands as well. So I purchased quite a few good pieces from them. This color is very much same to match the bench and also my sofa. So I just like, you know, it's a great piece to have. Yeah. And behind the coffee table, so this is a leather sofa I bought about like 10 years ago. So it's actually from here. So the maker is called Benchmark. They used to make bespoke furniture for big hotels like Rosewood, Claridge's. So I found them actually through online first. And then I went to Oxfordshire where the workshop was. And then I went there with my partner, and then we actually, they have kind of like a color palette books and also the material samples and swatches. So you can actually kind of like tell them what color or material, what wood you prefer, and then they can make it for you. So I think when 10 years ago when I was living still in West London, and then it's more kind of like a walnut, I would say like a stained old walnut will match my old apartment. But luckily, like, you know, it actually sits perfectly here as well. So yeah, and also the cushions, like you can, you can remove them. If you want just one, you can have one. If you want two, you can have two. So it's a great piece and then comfortable, and also like, you know, it can be used as a day bed as well. If you move 4 cushions away, then it's a perfect single bed. And then also on the side, so you can actually, I think I actually add this myself. I said I want some like a side table by the sofa that I can put some like objects or books or something like that. So that's how it ends up with this shape. This wicker lamp is actually from my shop. So the designer is from Mexico, and then their brothers called Ladok Sodok. I'm not sure whether I pronounce it right, but you can actually see it from our online shop. Yeah, so they hand woven with the wicker and then make this kind of like, I would say, octopus shape. This little vintage vase, actually, I found in a flea market. There's a famous flea market in Hampstead. It's only £5, but it's really heavy, and also it has the kind of like a texture I wanted. So we carried all the way from Hampstead back to Marylebone. It's a bargain, actually. And then the little painting here is I found in, I think it's a fair called Hampstead Affordable Art Fair. So there are it's kind of my hobby to go to all the fairs in London. London is a great city to have all these kind of like events, exhibitions, and then art fairs that you can go to. And so this one is, well, they do it every year, and then it's just it's not expensive ones because it's called affordable art fairs. So I found this actually there, I think it's around like £300. And then it's already perfectly framed with walnut. And then the artist told me this is actually her chair with some pears on it, but it's kind of like depends on people how to see it. Yeah, but it's lovely. The color also like matches everything here. So welcome to my dining room here. So it's open plan kitchen, as you can see. And then the centerpiece for this room is the kitchen island. It's made from Brazilian amber stone. All appliances are built in and clean lined, hide away. This is all like integrated, like fridge, freezer, dishwashers, and sorts of like storages. And then from this centerpiece inside of the drawers, then you can start to notice a theme of orange leather in the apartment. So all the drawers are clay with leather in orange color to match the bench, the larder, and also you will see it in the powder room later. So in this room, I would say this tall leather-clad larder is my favorite piece. And then also this is left by the previous owner, thoughtfully designed. And then, I have my toaster, coffee machine, and the blender inside. Everything you want to hide away, put it inside, close the door, and then you have a very clean and stylish kitchen then. Yeah, but when you use it, it's still like, beautiful, and I would say beautiful and functional as well. So in front of the larder, I have my dining table and the chandelier. I inherited them as well from my previous owner, Danny. So I think he actually found them on First Dips online. And then I tried to, it was here before when I had my viewing with him. And then I said, I have to have them together with the apartment. And then I tried to find something replacement in the end, but I just think this is perfect. It's such a great piece, vintage piece to match the whole design and classic style here in this apartment. But even though they're not perfect, like some bits are a bit like old, but still imperfections shows people used it, and then you leave it inside, which is great. Here I don't have any outside space, only just few balconies. So I decided to have some greenery inside of the apartment. So I actually spot this tree in a nursery called Conservative Archive. So I bought, this is a Auckland bottle tree, this little monkey from Carson and Sons. They do have their flagship shop in Victoria, London. Yeah. So just still the monkey climbing up on the tree, which is great, make a scene. And also, yeah, here is, because I do have a cat, so my cat is probably fungus hiding somewhere. And then, so this art piece is from a English painter called Martin Lee Mann. So he's famous for painting cats. Use his kind of creativity or in colors. So he make color blocks and then with cats, different cats in the bag, cats in the red box. So this one is called black cat in the red box. This apartment actually has a name. It's called a disco flat. Why I called a disco flat? I think it's because of the hallway. So you can see it's clad with a smoked mirror and recessed lighting strip all along the hallway, and then give you a bit kind of like a luxury hotel vibe. And then, so that's William told me, like, you know, when you go to bed, you have feel like you're going to the hotel and then going to sleep. So it's completely like a two tones. While in the living and dining area, you have a brighter white kind of like classic tone, and then you actually go into a darker tone to go to sleep, which I think is quite cool and makes sense. On the left-hand side of the hallway, so it's like a secret door. The powder room is fully wallpapered with a dark kind of like textured material, and then I'm very bold with the color, and also again William installed the marble finish and everything inside with brass textile. So I touched some personal items like the Phonicity plates I hang on the wall with the eye and mask, and then which gives you a bit like quirkier but still fun part. I'm from China. I started to read Vogue when I was maybe 8. Even like it's kind of like different from my friends, like, you know, when we were still a pupil in school. I noticed that I kind of like have my eye on clothes and also the, you know, those old designers. So I came to England to study fashion and graphic design. So I started with my kind of like a personal shopping experience. So I was a personal shopper for a few years, and then so I gained my client book, kind of like a database, and then I know all these luxury designers and also independent entrepreneur designers as well in London and also in Paris. So we were started in Shoreditch, London, and then so if you know Shoreditch, it's more kind of like a creative place, and then you play with all things, and then you have young fashion designers, young fashion students as well around. So we will start from very niche kind of like, you know, quirky brands like Paola. Also some like, you know, we used to stock Marni, Jill Sander from very, that's still like a very small. Then after 5 years, we kind of feel like, you know, it's something like, well, fashion has become, I would say like it's not that fun anymore, but we still want to play the fun part, and now we want to reroute our vision of fashion. So we decided to close down that store and then move to completely another area, like which we kind of like looking around, like Knightsbridge, Mayfair, and Marylebone, and then finally we decide to stay in Marylebone, which is, you know, it's I would say like it's English. It's very English, but it has a very artisanal way. And then during the time, and then there are many other independent shops on Marylebone, High Street, and also Chiltern Street, which give you like a bit like artisanal feel. So I said let's like completely change our buying designers and also the route of fashion. So we actually changed the direction of craziness a bit more to now a bit like neutral, I would say earthy way, but still like now we have 2 floors. So we kept some like neutral and earthy on the ground floor, which is open to public, and then downstairs is more kind of like we still kept some like a fun part of fashion and the quirk here. Come to my primary bedroom suite. So this bedroom suite actually divided into 4 areas. So where we're standing now is the study area. It was originally another bedroom before. So William installed the cherry wood, walnut finish, bookshelves, and also the wardrobe. So it's with gold brass finish. There's a sliding door in my living room, and then he create another sliding door here to have the opportunity to divide the sleeping space. Well, I mean the bedroom completely from the study area. If you have a guest or you want to close it to have a more intimate feeling. So you can close them up, and then again you can start. So the orange leather comes here as well. You can see it's on the handle. It's the same leather he used for the larder and also the bench, and also in the powder room. In this study that you can see, there's another fireplace mirroring the same material used with black onyx and also travertine, back with brass finish. So above the fireplace, that's my TV. I originally thought maybe I don't need a TV, but my partner, he loves watch Netflix sometimes and also news, so I decided to have the TV behind there. On both sides of the fireplace, so these 2 chairs, I think they're quite famous as well. Casina still make them. It's called a Macintosh high chair. I found them online from First Dips as well. So they came from Italy, and then they made, the vendor told me that they were from 1960s. So instead of, nowadays I think the new ones are made with black stained oak, paired with either velvet finish or some with leather. So this is actually just cotton fabric. But again, I found them as a bargain online, and then also they are perfectly in the red color, which is kind of like a match everything else in the apartment. I create another reading spot there as well, with a gooby chair, and then the tall lamps as well. Come to my bedroom. So on the wall is a vintage hermet's silk scarf. I commissioned a framer in Shoreditch to frame it, and with oak and glass. So again, this is one of the rare pieces you can find, but gives a bit of color and playful to the apartment. For the side tables, by the bedside tables, I actually bought them. So they are like an oak wood kind of store, but in different sizes. I bought them on King's Road. It's a very craftsmanship, kind of bespoke furniture shop. It's not a brand, but they actually made it quite nicely. And then I have it slightly lower one and a slightly taller one on the other side. My bedroom and study are fully wallpapered as well. So in the powder room, I went for the bolder color, kind of like a darker tone, as well as now in the bedroom, because we have the cherry wood tone here as shelf and also the wardrobe. So I want a bit of contrast. So I went for the lighter color, but still the same texture. And and then you can see the lines in there as well. So they are actually from a Belgium kind of tactile designer called Pierre Manu. He also made the Roman blinds for me as well. So come to my bathroom, so ensuite bathroom. So this is a fully made with marble entirely. So we have, again, like brass finish, textile from Vola, and a freestanding tab, and also in brass as well. But what I put, a touch, my personally, is the 3 vases actually from my shop. We worked with ceramist in Cornwall in the UK, and then she made kind of like human bodies vase, and I put some like a paper vase again from green vase based in New York. And also like because this is the original the kitchen part in the apartment. So William actually kind of like directed the route and then to make the kitchen in the living and dining space, and then put this big room as an ensuite bathroom, and then you can walk into the dressing area. It's kind of like a circle. So just follow me here. So you can walk direct through the bathroom to the dressing area. So this is, again, he wants to create a kind of like a homey and vibe. So he, instead of using the cherry wood walnut finish, he opts into this kind of like a light oak finish. And then again, but still with, you can see the shelf is clad with the orange leather to match the theme in the larder, in the powder room as well. So this bedroom, the bed was a vintage MS piece. Came with the apartment when I bought it. So Danny was making a joke like, so he's spending all his budget on all this furniture inside, and then then I really appreciate his clarity of this design and inherited intact. So yeah, and as you can see, my little fungi, my cat is actually hiding under the little throw. Okay. And here is another art piece from the La Dog Song Dog from the Mexico designer. So you can see this is the same kind of like a wicker woven by hand. And then I just put it on a kind of like a leather with the green vase paper flower. And then there's another kind of like a small painting about cats. I'm actually not sure they're cats or not. I think so. So this is, I bought it from a flea market for like £3. But it's like perfect. Well, I mean, it's fun. Like, it's again, it's some like a rare find, and that's the fun part when you go to a flea market, when you go to a fair, then you can find unexpected items that you probably will end up with having it, in your home, and then perfectly match everything else, and then it doesn't really look like it's only worth of £3. Yeah, and by the size of the bed. So we have this still like a Via Bizzuno wall lamps to match the console table from the entry hallway, and then back of the this headboard, because you can see there are like a little edge. So that's vintage from Hermes, and then also the leather is the same as the little ottoman that I have in the living room by the coffee table. So I create another kind of like comfortable nook for my partner to read books or to chill out. So these are 2 vintage chairs I found on Columbia Road in East London. It's called Number 2 Columbia Road. I think most of people probably would know them as if you love vintage. So they came with me like throughout all the movings from West London to Shoreditch and then come to here. Even though they're not actually, some of like scratched from, because there's wicker, so fungi really loves scratching on them. So there are a bit of like fall off of the wickers, but again, still like imperfection still makes you live inside of the furniture. So these very heavy handcrafted vases is from my shop again, and the designer is from Germany, and her name is Philip Hadgard, if I pronounce it right. So he's really into like a lotus kind of like an image. So all his works kind of like a flowers, lotus, and also the bold with color as well. So I sometimes match it with blue flowers, like to give a kind of like a saying. And then, so this is the third balcony I have in this apartment behind the vase. So actually this is all arranged by my partner himself. So I have my responsibility for those two symmetrical little balcony in the living and dining area, and then he's responsible for this one. So he, instead of geranium I had in that two balconies, and then he preferred roses. So he had these Kate and William rose from the nursery, and then they're kind of like grooming now. So it's perfect. To me, the home means like I try to make the space comfortable for me, and also like have my name in it. When my friends come to my home, they will say, okay, I can see that has your name on it. So that's what I think home. Firstly, you have to be comfortable inside when you live in it, and then you can, like when your friends or family come back to your place, and then they will realize, okay, this is very you. That's my intention to do it, like pretty and comfortable, but like still has my name in it.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.